Welcome back, my YouTube family. In today's video, I'm going to be setting up this 10-gallon rescue tank, quarantine tank, fish breeding, birthing tank, whatever you want to call it. It's just an excuse to set up another tank. But yeah, I really do need a quarantine tank more than anything. It was set from PetSmart Top Fin 10-gallon. I believe the cost was about $55. I'll put it here on the screen. I believe overall it's a great value. For $55, you get a 50-watt heater. Of course, you get your little thermostat. A 10-gallon hang on the back filter, top with an LED light on it. So, you know, I mean, for $55, it's a pretty good deal in my opinion. For my substrate, I'll be using this regular old Aquarium gravel that I got from Walmart. I believe the price was $3.46 a bag. So I just got 2 of these bags. For the decor, I am using, again, I got these from Walmart, Wally World as I like to call it, $7.97. So $8 for each one of these. The reason why I got these is because it's real dense. By it being dense, the babies can come in here and hide, where the mothers won't come and try to eat the babies because that's what they do. And so I got 2 of these. I'll just here and here, just like that, real simple. First, I need to clean my rock, and I am going to be using this, I don't know, pot that we had forever. It's very important to rinse your rocks because if you don't, all of that dust will be in your water. It's hard to filter out and you'll just have cloudy water. And I'm just going to be using regular tap water. I know tap water has chlorine in it, but there's a fix for that as well. So chlorine actually kills your healthy bacteria. But since this is a new tank, it doesn't have any bacteria yet. But again, we got a fix for that. This is going to be an instant cycle setup. Okay, that should be good enough. Next, I'm going to clean my tank, the inside of the tank, and all I'm going to use is just regular water. No detergent, no chemical, just regular clean water. And I'm also going to clean the decor as well in the sink. Yeah, there you go. Shopping at Wally World. Yeah. We're going to call that a casualty. I set the heater in the middle of the tank at the bottom on a 45. The goal is when you're doing water changes, you know, 30% water changes, that you don't necessarily have to turn off your heater. So you set your heater low enough where that's not a factor. By this being such a small tank, it's probably as good as it's going to get there. Okay, let's talk about the hang-on filter. This one is designed for up to a 10-gallon tank. I believe it claims to be able to filter 90 gallons per hour of water through it. But it's just a standard small filter. By itself, is it good enough? Probably, but there are some things that we're going to do to it. First of all, this media right here is used to promote healthy bacteria. That's the only thing it's for bacteria to grow on here. And you need that bacteria in order for your tank to be healthy. And then this cartridge here, it has some carbon in it. and some people believe in carbon, some people don't, but it has carbon in it, and then it has this microfiber, right? And so that's the two dilly deals that does all your filtration. So we're going to scrap that, because in here we have all of this room in there to make our own filtration system that will knock that crap out of the water. Okay, the water gets siphoned up through the tube there. It goes in and it goes down and comes out right there. That's where the water comes out. And then you have some down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill this down up to here with some medium. Uh-oh, dropping some in the tank. And that will serve as sort of our pre-filter layer. Our next layer is this 2-inch coarse foam. And we're just going to take this and cut it to width and stick it down in there. I'm just going to cut it a little fatter. Now you see how we're using all of that space in there. We had our pre-filter, now our coarse filter. Now we're going to go with our fine filter. This cartridge that goes in here, it only lasts about 2 weeks before they all nasty and filthy, and you have to, take them and throw them away. And plus, when you throw these away, you kind of like starting your whole cycle process over again inside of your filter, because your cycle process or your healthy bacteria actually lives in your filter and also on the substances in your objects or whatever the case is in your tank. So after a bunch of going through, I use this system, the same system that I'm setting up now on this tank, and the water stays clear. I don't have any problems with my water. Before, with those filters that come with the hang-on filters, you just fight it. And with this method that I'm showing you now, really, really will keep your tank crystal clear. And it's a one-time deal. Only thing that you're really doing is changing the polyfill, which I'll show next. So this is the filter that's on this tank, and what I have is a bag of, I don't know what that, I think that's ceramic balls on top to promote healthy bacteria. So that's my top layer. Then I have polyfill wrapped in a kind of stockingy bag, and that does all your fine filtering. And this is where all of this good healthy bacteria is stored in. And a lot of times when I'm cleaning the tank, I don't even change out the polyfill. I just kind of clean this with the fish water that I'm taking out, and I'll just stick this right back in. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this and put this in the new tank, and therefore I'll have an instant cycle. Then below that, it's the coarse medium. Now this one was white, but it's blue or purpley now because I had to treat the tank with ick. I had to treat the tank for ick, and this stuff turns everything kind of like bluish. And so, yeah, this is like permanent stain, but this is what I use. And then again, below there, you can see, if I get the angle just right, you can kind of see the bio balls in there. So yeah, that's the filtration system for this. And every time, well, every other time I do a water change, I just rinse this off and rinse the bag of polyfill out, and that's it. No more buying cartridges. It's really a simple process, and it's much better than the media that comes with the hang-on filters. Of course, that filter was bigger, and so this is going to be too big to stick in there. Take some of this poly out. So that should be enough. I'll take this and narrow it out some so it's not so thick. And I'm keeping this because this is where all of my good bacteria is at. That's the pouch. And so we just take that, stick it back in there, get it out, rope it in, and then we're just gonna take it and just stick it in there. I'll just use this one since it already has bacteria on it. And I'll just take that, stick it in there, and that'll be that top layer. And hopefully the top will fit on this. Yeah, it does. And so that's it. And this is where this tank will be going. Kind of close to that 40 gallon. There's a 75 gallon right behind that wall there. So I had some parameters for my stand. My stand needed to be able to tuck into this nook in the top of the fish tank to be able to go under, I believe it's that stair there, tread. And so it needed to be a certain height no more than 25 inches high. I didn't want it to be too long, too narrow. I wanted to sit there, be able to have the fish tank to sit there nice and then also be aesthetically pleasing. So we did shop around and finally came upon this one, which I believe works out just fine and will support the weight perfectly. I am anticipating for this not to be too heavy. It's not. Make sure I don't trip. That works out great. I'm just going to fill this tank up with water from this tank using this pumping system. And if you want to check that out, then check this video out here of how this whole water changing system works. It's pretty freaking awesome. So I'm just going to turn this on just to get the siphoning going, then turn it off because there's too much water pressure going in there. So just let it siphon. As soon as it starts, I turn it off. Now it's just going to naturally go. And these will be my chemical treatments. This prime gets rid of the chlorine, and I just need a half a cap full of this. And then I'll let that do its thing for about 20 minutes, then I'll come back and I'll use this quick start. And it says 10 millimeters per 10 gallon. This is a 10 gallon tank, and this cap full is a 10 millimeter, so just a cap full of this. And I'll do that for the next week. And finally, we just need to figure out which piece of decor out of here we're going to take out, or several pieces, because everything in this tank has bacteria on it, healthy bacteria. Now I could take this sponge filter, but I do have a smaller sponge filter on the way. I could take that sponge filter and put it in there, but I also have the pump that's on the way. So I think I'm going to just take this grass out. I got another grass that I never put in that I can put back in. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll take this grass out. I'll also be using this breeder box. Guppies, again, for some reason, they like to eat their babies. And so when they're born, they naturally drop to the bottom. And so this divider here, and it has like little slits in it, And so when the fish is swimming, it has the babies drop down and the babies end up in the bottom here. Well, the fries, that's what we call them, fries. So they end up at the bottom. And it also has this middle divider just in case you want to, just in case you had two, separate two fish. And you don't even have to have a divider, or you can leave all of this stuff out and it just serve as an isolation box. Suction cups, they go on the side and it just kind of like stick to the side. I'm using this Whisper air pump designed for the 10-gallon, and I'm still waiting on my sponge filter, and that'll be it. Finally, my last order of business, I am going to just go and just do a test real quick to see whether or not there's nitrates in the water. Should be. I mean, I put the, it just should be. It should be full of nitrate. Let's see. 10 drops. No nitrate will be yellow. So, yeah, the only thing we got to do now is just add ammonia, which only comes in the form of fish poop. Beta here. So I am happy to report that I do have fry. Only thing is that this enclosure, the slits on it, allows for the fry to actually come out of this enclosure. And this beta here has been, yeah, well, he's been eating the fry. And also the mom in there, she also eats the fry. So I don't understand the purpose of the enclosure with the slits on the side if the fry can get out and still get eaten. I hit about 20. It's about 6 in here, but there's also fry throughout the tank. I don't know if you can see any. But they hide real good. They hide all in the top, behind the filter. They hide up in here. They hide in these little plants. They hide in the substrate. They hide underneath the sponge there. But I'm just happy right now to have some fish, some baby fish. That is so cool. Hey, look, I appreciate you all watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then make sure you subscribe. I will be doing some more video on fish keeping. I am actually new at the hobby, but I really do enjoy it. But I also have other videos on my channel, varying things, DIY stuff, home repairs. So check those videos out. Look at him. He just ready to eat. So I believe these fry are going to grow up to be the adult mollies. I hope to get, at least 3 or 4 out of the deal here. But I also have a lot more pregnant mollies. So in this tank here, I think I have 2 pregnant mollies in this tank. And then if I go in here, there's one that's really big and pregnant in this tank. Her right there. Look at her. Oh, she's ready to bust. See, I really do enjoy the hobby. This is a 75-gallon. The one in here is a 40-gallon. And again, this is this little 10-gallon that I set up. So leave me a comment in the comment section if you have any comments or ideas on how to better keep fry babies or make fry babies with guppies and mollies or any of those live-bearing fish breeds. I know that with plants, with like a lot of dense plants like moss and stuff like that, I can put in here. But again, this is not only a birthing tank, but it's also a rescue tank and an isolation tank. As you can see, the water is really clear. So I'll keep you posted and see how these little babies are doing. Thank you for watching. Until the next time. Hey.